A few weeks ago, I had a task at work. Integrate Salesforce with an API I'd never used before, the BriteVerify API, which validates phone, email, and address. Normally, a task like this takes me about a week. With Claude's help, I finished it in one day. At one point, I had a couple of failing tests. I took a screenshot of the error, pasted it into Claude, and asked it to fix it. It did, exactly as I told it to do. That was the moment I realized my workflow had actually changed by AI. I'm George. I've been programming for over 30 years. I'm currently a Salesforce developer, and I'm new to AI. This is my AI intern, where I share what I'm actually learning as I figure out how to work with these tools. No hype, no doom, just real tasks from real work. And what happened? Let me walk you through this one. First, I chose a folder where I wanted Claude to work in. Then I typed in my first prompt and told Claude what I wanted it to do and where the documentation for BriteVerify API could be found online. Claude started working. It asked me for permission to access some websites online. Claude is learning the documentation on my behalf. Obviously, it's a fast learner. After a few minutes, Claude created an Apex class, provided me a summary of what it covered, and also told me what I needed to do in my Salesforce org, like creating remote sites for callouts and creating a customer metadata type to store the API key. I reviewed code line by line, making sure Claude's output was correct and aligned with the intended functionality. Next, I attempted to create the class in my Salesforce org. After copying the code into the developer console, I ran into a few errors that prevented me from saving it. I captured a screenshot of the errors, pasted it into Claude, and asked it to identify and fix the issues. After Claude resolved those issues, I had it generate a test class. I then run the tests in Salesforce, and all unit tests passed on the first attempt. After completing the service class, I asked Claude to build a batch class to verify all contact records in my Salesforce org. It successfully generated the batch class and identified the custom fields required to persist the verification results in Salesforce. I created the custom fields and deployed the batch class to Salesforce. Then I asked Claude to generate a test class for it. When I run the tests, a couple of unit tests failed. I captured a screenshot of the errors and asked Claude to help fix the issue, but the first attempt didn't resolve it. I later realized the screenshot did not include the full error message, so I took a more detailed one and shared it instead. Claude was able to fix the issue on the second attempt. The whole task took me one day. It would have been at least a week the old way, and the code wasn't worse for the speed. I'd reviewed every line, understood every line. It was code I would have written myself with help. This task changed how I think about AI in my work. I'm starting to see it as both a teacher and an intern. Sometimes I'm the student. When I'm using Claude to learn an API I've never touched before, like BriteVerify. It explains concepts, shows examples, answers questions, and even helps do the work. I'm learning from it. Sometimes I'm the manager, reviewing the code it produces, checking for correctness, deciding what to keep and what to change, the same way I would review work from a real colleague. And sometimes I'm the mentor, when I have to correct its mistakes, when it gets something wrong, and when I have to say, no, in our org we do it this way. It's faster than I am, but it's not always right. And I think the most important skill is knowing when to trust it and when to push back. That's what this channel is going to be about. Real tasks, honest results. What worked, what didn't, and what I'm learning along the way. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.